Hey, everybody. I am on the line right now with Eric Young, the new Impact Wrestling World Heavyweight Champion. He won the title on last night's episode of Impact Wrestling on Access. Eric, how are you doing?
I'm doing good, man. It's good to be king. That's the old saying, correct?
You won the title last night. It was your third match since March, if I have this correct. So we saw you return to the company at Slammiversary. That was your first title opportunity. And then you've been egging Eddie Edwards on over the past few weeks, to put it lightly. But what does this mean to you, just, to finally have this? It's done for the most part. You won the match you said you wanted, and you're the champion. And how you feeling after the big win?
Yeah, I mean, it feels good, man. It's the big word for me right now is justification. It's something that, being in wrestling, anybody that says that they don't want to be world champion or be the guy for wherever they're working, they're either lying to you or they're in the wrestling business for the wrong reasons. It's a massive accomplishment for me. It's a massive responsibility, and a responsibility that I take definitely serious. Like, I'm very serious about making this place a destination for everybody, viewer wise. And being the flagship of that is something that is super cool. So it's an amazing opportunity.
Now, as I said, this seemed like you were egging Eddie Edwards on. It never seemed personal. It always seemed like Eddie was the champion, so you were targeting the champion. But at the end of the match, after everything was all said and done, you worked on his knee, you hit him with a hockey mask and a pile driver, and then threw a little salt in the wound, so to speak. So was this ever personal? Because it seems like it went a little bit.
Yeah, not personal for me. I just feel, it's Eddie made his bed, and I tried to warn him. I tried to allow him the easy way, but he didn't want that because that's not who he is. So I feel like all of this was created by him. All the stuff that happened and the results were all created by him. And in the end, this was fate. This was always going to happen. He had no control.
You've been in Impact Wrestling, TNA World Heavyweight Champion before in your last run in the company, and I feel like people maybe sold you short just because of when it happened. People compared it to Daniel Bryan won the title in WWE. So, how do you want to be seen as a champion this time around? Because I feel like the first time you were a credible champion, you're a credible champion now. So now that you don't have that comparison, or you don't have somebody waiting to say, oh, well, it's this, it's a knee-jerk reaction. Like, this has been built up for weeks. You're a deserving champion. You won it. You pinned him in the middle of the ring. So how do you want to be seen as a champion this time around?
Yeah, and I think what you said is very realistic. And I know that we were definitely being compared at that time. I don't write the shows. I don't know if anyone knows that, but I don't decide who I wrestle or how how the show is made or how the show is put together. It's, as far as being compared to Daniel Bryan, is there a better compliment? I don't know if there is. Unbelievable human being, one of the best, in-ring performers of our generation, married to a beautiful woman, makes beautiful kids, cares about the environment. You want to compare me to Daniel Bryan, then that's I'm all for it. I know that we both had beards at the time, so that was a big thing. But the opportunity now is singular in that Impact Wrestling is in this very cool position where it's growing, and it's growing during a global pandemic. And when the world opens back up again, that's when I'm really excited to really get going. But being, the flagship, the flag bearer of Impact Wrestling is something that I take very serious. And, creating buzz and creating hype for Slammiversary was one thing for Impact, but they delivered, and I'm part of that. People that were in this company before me, the wrestling world and myself and people that came in during Slammiversary, we owe those people a debt of gratitude because they kept this company going and kept it afloat and helped to grow it to the position that it was in going into Slammiversary. Going past Slammiversary, now it's about growth. It's not about being complacent. It's not about getting by and doing the best we can with what we're giving. It's doing more than what we're given. And we have this very cool opportunity because of the buzz and because of the growth of the company to really make for lack of a better word, an impact in the wrestling world. And anybody that can't be excited about that is crazy. I'm not gonna be up and lose sleep over it, but I wake up every day excited about it because I'm thinking about what I'm going to do next, how I'm going to say it, what I'm going to, how I'm going to approach my next match, how I'm going to approach my next promo. And that's, as a professional wrestler, that's the lifeblood, that it doesn't get any sweeter than that.
Yeah. And I don't think you could have explained it any better. If you want to compare anybody to Daniel Bryan, I think that's good company, but I think,
I'll take it.
It was unfair to say, like the title reign was undeserving or anything like that. And I think now you're going to have a fair shot, and, you speak with conviction. You come across as genuine, and, I think seeing you back with Impact Wrestling makes a lot of sense, but I also know that you're a Nashville Predators fan. I believe you're a resident. So did that factor into coming back at all? Because they're taping at Skyway Studios. It's, you're not traveling for work. It's like, you're local. So did that play into it at all?
Yeah. No, they could have been filming on Mars. It wouldn't have mattered. It's convenient. I'll say that. I get to sleep in my own bed, and I don't have to get on a plane right now. And I've only been on one flight since March. And I can say that I don't miss having to fly every week. And it's just it's a weird time to be alive. It's just a weird time to be in the United States and be on this planet. But the fact that they're filming at the Skyway Studios here in Nashville is, obviously it's nice, but it was not part of the decision. The truth is I don't need to be working right now. I've been, I've made a very good living for myself. I've been very smart. I don't live a lavish lifestyle. I'm very comfortable, and I don't need to work. I didn't need to start working right away. I chose to be at Impact because it's what felt right. It's Scott D'Amore. It's no secret. I've been friends with Scott for over 20 years. He was one of the first guys to call me and I guess apologize and say that he can't believe that I'm on that list of people, and I'm in the position that I'm in. But he said, selfishly, he's pumped because he wants me to come to Impact. So there was a lot of back and forth with him, and talking with my wife and looking at the landscape of wrestling and stuff. The truth is it's but my choice. I don't have to work. I think I probably could have chose other places if deemed appropriate. Maybe not at the time, but I didn't need to go right back to work. I could have took my time to make that decision. But yeah, the decision was easy. I started, following the product more closely and, going back on Impact Plus and, watching some of the previous pay-per-views and stuff like that. And, I'm excited to be part of this team. The roster has limitless potential. Now, potential is only potential until it's executed, but it's just limitless. It's a great mix of performers, experienced, inexperienced, just men and women that love wrestling and want Impact to do well and in turn do well themselves. So it's exciting to be in a position like that.
It's safe to say now that you'll be a big part of Bound for Glory. They put out that really, really amazing trailer with you in the prison and all the different faces. I know it's only been a short time since you're back, but have you noticed any, besides like personnel changes, like any major improvements that you're really excited to jump into? Like, it seems like the production quality is that much better, and there's so many different variables that you could probably pick from as a performer. Is there any one that stands out?
I mean, the cool part about it is it is a very communal effort, and that is such a cool thing. And unfortunately, in the wrestling world, professional wrestling world, and on the television side, it's not often the truth. There is no union, and there is no players union or anything like that. So we're each our own business, and we've got to look out for ourselves, and that's something that everyone does, and I would never hold that against anyone, because that's what I do as well, because that's the position that we're in. But as far as Impact as a company, it starts at the top, and having a company like Anthem owning Impact and owning Access TV it puts us in a position of power, where we're being led by a company that is thriving right now. It is progressing, and is a progressive and thoughtful company, and is a smaller company for sure, but it is a company that wants to grow. Being on Access TV is a great home for Impact. It's not Spike TV. It's not the same size, but it's in millions and millions of homes. It's all over the world. Them signing the deal with Pluto, which is a huge international platform. And I know, like, local, some American fans or people that consume wrestling in the United States don't understand that Pluto, the level of viewership that can increase for Impact is huge. So it's top to bottom. Like the production company, there is not a lot of them. It's a small crew, but it's a crew that cares. They're all passionate about what they do, and they want, in turn, what's best for Impact, because what's best for Impact, in turn, is what is best for all of us. And it starts at the top with Anthem, Ed Norholm, Frank Tanky, Scott D'Amore, on and on. The creative team here, those guys can work anywhere they want, but they choose to be at Impact. And that's a very cool thing. And it's exciting to think about all the talent that's on this team.
As I mentioned at the top of the call, you've only had 3 matches since March. Now, if somebody might not be as familiar with you from your original run with the company, is there a match or a series of matches that you'd maybe point to that really represent who you are as a performer? Because you've gone through many different character changes. You've been serious, funny, World Elite. I've said this time and time again. Like, I love World Elite, and I love, the serious side, the world-class maniac side. So if you're trying to show people that are either just tuning in or just learning about Eric Young, the performer, what match or matches do you point to and just tell them, like, here's what I can do in the ring, here's what you're missing out on?
Yeah, I feel most importantly is the last 6 to 8 weeks. It's something that I'm very proud of. The effort and the thought and the execution of all the stuff. Like you said, the BFG promo is, it's unbelievable. It's I know after it came out, me and Eric Tompkins, the guy that helped put it together, and Dave Sahadi, you're on this like weird creative high after seeing it. It's like, that it's good, and you can't wait for people to see it, because they're going to like it. So anything from Slammiversary to this point is something you could familiar yourself with. Going back, like you said, my first title run, like, it's something that I'm ultra proud of. The match with Magnus, I feel is very, very solid. I defended, I believe it was Slammiversary against Austin Aries and Bobby in a 3-way in a cage, which, to me, I think is considered one of the top 10 Impact matches, TNA matches in history. So, I'm very proud of that. That fair or unfair, people are always going to judge, and, they did compare it to Daniel Bryan's run, which is flattering in some ways for me, but frustrating in others. But yeah, those are that run. I mean, I did a lot of very good business with Bobby and with Rude, with Aries, with MVP. So it's you can familiar yourself then. And the truth is, the library is huge. I mean, I've seen the card from every single angle. I've won every belt at TNA or Impact Wrestling. And I mean, I was wrestling women before wrestling women was cool. So it's there's lots of stuff to choose from. But the stuff I think I'm most proud of is the most recent, and it's just because it's so vindicating.
The triple threat was Slammiversary 12 in 2014. That was, I know it was in Texas. I think it was like the largest crowd Impact ever did.
Yeah.
So you can go back and check out
in
that.
Dallas.
You can check out the past couple months on Impact Plus, Impact's YouTube channel. So there's plenty of stuff, but I will get you out on that.
Yep.
New Impact World Heavyweight Champion, Eric Young. Thank you very much for your time.
Appreciate the time, man. Thank you.